welcome back to my channel and to another What I Eat in a Day video. So this video has kindly been sponsored by Second Nature. If you're not familiar with what Second Nature is, it's a program that helps you to build healthy habits for life. So if your goal is to lose weight, sleep a bit better, to exercise more, just to up your motivation in general, then Second Nature is a program for you. It's backed by the NHS. It was designed by registered dietitians, nutritionists and also psychologists. There is no point counting, there's no calorie counting, there's no demonized foods. It's just about building one healthy habit after another and slotting them into your lifestyle, basically as if they are second nature. With this program you get one-to-one support from a coach, which I absolutely love. You also get access to a whole host of online tools such as recipes, which is my favourite. There's a meal planning section on the app, and there's also daily articles. So I tend to pop my headphones in when I'm walking the dog in the morning. I click on that day's article and off I go. Often they're really short, like 5 or 6 minutes long, and they just talk to you about everything from how to get motivated in the mornings to how to drink more water. There's also group support, so you will be put into a group of like-minded people that are all on the same program as you. And if you want to, it's not mandatory, but you can reach out to those people via a chat group and share your experiences and take inspiration from other people, which I absolutely love. I've been following it for over 3 weeks now, and I'm gradually building small habits each day that will help me to live a better lifestyle. So I'll tell you a little bit more information during the video, but I know you've all come here for the food and to see some recipes. So I'm going to take you through what I've been eating and a couple of my absolute favourites. The beef is to die for. If you try one thing, you have to try the beef. I've got a discount code, so you will get £10 off your first month. I will leave all the details in the description box as always down below the video. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to reach out to me. But for now, let's go and look at some food. It's fast becoming one of my favourite breakfasts, and if you watch my channel you'll know what I'm about to say, but it is a coconut spiced porridge. I'm absolutely obsessed with coconut. In here there's 40 grams of porridge oats and about 250 ml of coconut milk. And what I'm actually going to do is use about half of this because I find that it does me 2 days, or my husband can have half, but generally I like to keep it for myself because then I've got tomorrow's breakfast done already. You can put it in the fridge and have it cold, like overnight oats as well. So there's 40 grams of porridge oats, 250 ml of coconut milk. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of desiccated coconut over the top. Into the porridge I've also put a pinch of ground cinnamon, a pinch of ground nutmeg. I'm also going to add some of these flax and chia seeds on the top, just about half a teaspoon of those. My favourite part is some chopped pecans, just a few sprinkled on the top. I've got the same left over for tomorrow's breakfast. If I'm feeling particularly hungry, then I'll eat the whole portion, and that's what I love. There's no you can or can't eat this. Dog's snoring away, bless her. But the nuts really make it filling, and with my coffee and my water I'm definitely full up, ready for the day. So this is my breakfast and I'm looking forward to going and tucking into it. And like I said, if you know me, you know I'm absolutely obsessed with coconut. So it's such a lovely way to start the day. Can you hear that dog? So I'm going to make one of my absolute favourite lunches. When I say mine, I actually mean my son's favourite lunches, because for some reason, even though they won't take boiled eggs to school, like in their packed lunch, apparently they're too smelly, they will take Scotch eggs. So basically just the eggs wrapped in meat, and then they're fine. But anyway, this is such a quick and easy one to do. I like to do mine in the air fryer, although you can also do it in the oven. And once you've assembled your ingredients, it's just a case of forming it and cooking it, so it's really not difficult. So this is how everything is set out in the app. So once you click on recipes, you can just click on any section you like, and you can do vegan, you can do meat, chicken, you can do salads, slow cooker, desserts, breakfasts. So what I'm going to do is click on my saved recipes, and then I will click on Scotch eggs. And like I said, there's no calorie counting or demonized food, so I don't happen to have time. I'm going to use sage instead because that's what I've got. And you can just use like oats or breadcrumbs, and this is telling you to use the oven. I'm actually going to use my air fryer because I think it works better. I'm just going to follow the instructions on here, but even if you are not someone who cooks often, it's really basic and step by step. Serve it with 1/2 to 2/3 of a plate of non-starchy vegetables. So you've even got your recommendations of what to put with it, but there's nothing counted. It's not like you have to have 50 grams of broccoli with this. It's just, you know, roughly between 1/2, 2/3, depending on how you're feeling. So let's get into making these eggs. So the first thing I've done is boiled my eggs for 6.5 minutes, so they should be just perfectly done. I've got my breadcrumbs, so I'm using panko breadcrumbs. You could use oats. I've got 50 grams of that, 25 grams of grated parmesan, salt and pepper. I'm going to use a few gratings of nutmeg, which is about 1/2 teaspoon. I'm using a teaspoon of dried sage instead of thyme because I haven't got any. And I'm going to whisk up an egg. Then I've got some minced pork. This is lean minced pork, and I've got 400 grams, so I'm only using 4 eggs. So the first thing I'm going to do is peel my eggs. So now I have peeled my eggs, I'm going to season my pork mince with roughly a teaspoon of sage or thyme. I'm using sage. And I'm also going to grate about 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg, which takes forever to grate nutmeg. Wow, that smells amazing, and I've also got it everywhere. I'm going to season this really well with some pepper and some salt. Combine that really well, and this is going to give a really nice flavour to the outside of our Scotch eggs. And like I said, my boys absolutely love these. They store for a couple of days in the fridge, and they go down a treat in lunchboxes. Right, so I have combined my parmesan with my breadcrumbs, and what we're going to do now is we're going to take an egg, and we're going to take roughly 1/4 of the mixture. You can weigh it out if you want, about 100 grams. And I'm just going to pop it into the palm of my hand, try and flatten it out, and then we're simply going to wrap it around our egg and just keep forming it until you've completely covered your egg. I love making Scotch eggs. I don't know why. These are massive as well. So once you've covered your egg, you're just going to pat it around a few times. Make sure there's no gaps. You can just kind of like, just squash it around until it's completely sealed. So we're going to roll this in our beaten egg, and then we're going to roll it in our breadcrumbs, and we are ready to go. So I probably should have got a bigger bowl because this is just ridiculous, isn't it? So I'm just going to turn it around and coat it in the egg. Definitely needed a bigger bowl than that. And then I'm just going to roll it in our parmesan and breadcrumb mixture. Like I said, you could use oats for this if you don't have breadcrumbs. I had some panko breadcrumbs left over from last time I made these. These are becoming a staple, and they are so filling as well. So here are my Scotch eggs ready to go in the air fryer. I'm going to do them on about 180 for 20 minutes until my crumbs have gone nice and brown and the pork mince is completely white. And I will show you it when it's ready. So here are our Scotch eggs out of the air fryer. So what I'm going to do is just cut into this one. Oh yeah, they look absolutely perfect. And the insides, very technical, the yolk, I'm going to eat this, that's fine, it's still slightly soft, which is lovely. But really nice seasoned pork mince around the outside, and the edges have gone really nice and crispy with the panko and parmesan crumb. So I'm just going to pop it on my plate and I will show you it. So this is what I've got for my lunch. I've just added a little bit of salad on the side for a bit of crunch. I love my salad. And I've got my really nice crispy Scotch egg, and like I said, the boys absolutely love these as well, so we've got plenty to pop in the fridge for another day, and they reheat really well as well. So next up I'm going to make these Asian beef skewers. So there we are on the app, and these look so good. So for this recipe I'm going to be using some rump steak cubed into about 2 centimetre cubes. You could use a cheaper cut of beef if you wanted to. This isn't something we would use every single day, and there are a load of recipes that you can make that don't involve more expensive ingredients. But it is a Friday, I am filming it to make it look pretty, so I'm going to be using rump steak tonight. So the boys will be thrilled when they come home and find out this is what we have for dinner. So in here I've got some olive oil. I'm going to use some soy sauce, and instead of oyster sauce I'm going to put a little bit of this sweet hoisin because that's what I've got in the cupboards. I'm going to use a red pepper, a green pepper, some chopped garlic, some ginger paste, some crushed chilli, and some sesame seeds, and I'm going to mix up like an oily marinade, and I'm going to pour half of it over the steak now and then half of it over it later on when it's cooking, and it just sounds like it's going to be amazing. So let's get on with making this marinade. So into my oil I am going to put 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, and I always manage to get that to go everywhere. If you've got oyster sauce you can use that. I haven't, so I'm improvising. I'm well aware hoisin is not quite the same thing at all. But I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of that. I'm going to put some sesame seeds. So I'm just going to shake. I'm just going to shake around a teaspoon. I'm going to put 1 garlic clove, or if you're lazy like me, use the frozen garlic. We'll call that about a clove. A little bit more for luck. I'm going to use about a teaspoon of ginger paste. Again, you could use fresh ginger. I'm lazy, so I'm not. So I'm going to mix that in there as well. I'm also going to add a little crushed chilli. Not a great deal because I don't want my youngest to go, I'm not eating that. So, especially after I've gone to all the effort to make it. So I'm going to mix all that together, proceeding to get it all over the worktop. I'm going to put my steak in a bowl and pour over half of this and let it marinate for at least 30 minutes, but mine will be a little bit longer until the boys are actually ready to eat, and then I will show you my next steps. I'm going to stir that through, cover it with some cling film, and pop it in the fridge. So my steak is covered, ready to be popped in the fridge. So what I'm going to do now is prepare my skewers. If you've got wooden ones, you'll need to soak them now so that they don't burn. I've actually got metal ones. So I'm going to chop my peppers, and then we're going to thread them all onto skewers once my steak has marinated. Right, so my steak is out of the fridge, it's been marinating and all the lovely flavour has soaked in. So what I'm going to do now is just get my skewers, alternate the peppers and the steak, and then I'm going to pop it on my grill. How many do I need? 5. I have to work out how many of us there are then. Right. Here's our skewers ready to go on. I've done one just with a few bits on because my youngest is not a fan of steak. The rest of us are. Some of them I've put 2 bits in between the peppers, and one of them's got mainly red peppers because the red and the green just weren't the same size. But everyone's got some pepper, everyone's got some steak. And what I'm going to do is heat up my grill. These are probably going to take around 5 minutes because mine's double-sided. If you were just putting them on like a flat grill, then you probably do them about 4 or 5 minutes each side. Depends how you like your steak cooked. So I'm going to get on with cooking some plain rice. We're going to have a little bit of salad with it, garnish it with some coriander and stuff, and I'll show you it when they're ready to go on the heated grill. So what I'm going to do now they're on the grill is just brush them with a little bit of the leftover marinade that I had so that the peppers are coated as well. And then I'm just going to close this and let them cook. So here is our beef skewer served up. It looks pretty fancy, to be honest. I'm really looking forward to it. It smells amazing. So all I've done is sprinkled a few sesame seeds and some fresh coriander on top. Got a ramekin of rice and some spinach, greens and tomatoes. Just prefer that to veg, so we always love our salad. A little bit of coriander on the rice, and I've got some lime juice to squeeze over the top as well. So this is what we're all having for our dinner tonight. So it is a little bit later on now, and we thoroughly enjoyed our beef skewers. They weren't too spicy at all, and even my youngest enjoyed them. So I'm definitely putting those on the menu rotation, and we'll be having those again. So even though this is a sponsored video, I'm 100% about keeping things real. And one of my favourite times of the evening is when I get to sit down and have a cup of tea or a hot chocolate or a coffee and a bit of a snack. So if you do watch my videos, you'll know I'm obsessed with this dark chocolate. I think this is like 90% cocoa and it's got sea salt in it. So I'm gonna have one small portion of that. This is just like an individual bar. I've got 2 of these apricots, which are really, really nice. They go really well with the chocolate because they're really sour. I've got a cup of toast and jam tea, and I've got my big bottle of water. This is one of the habits I've built thanks to the app, and that is before I eat anything, I make sure I fill up my big bottle of water. So first thing in the morning when I have my coffee, I fill it up. Before breakfast, I'll fill it up, lunch, dinner, and even when I have a snack of an evening, I fill up my water. That way I know that I'm getting in my hydration as well, and it's just about building those habits that aren't really that hard to do, but make a huge difference if you can sustain them. So I'm gonna sit and enjoy my chocolate, my cup of tea. I'm gonna watch a couple of episodes of Vikings Valhalla, and yeah, just get my blanket and get all cozy. I've lit my candle, and it's all about balance. So I have got my chocolate, but I've also got some fruit, and this is a much more balanced way of having an evening snack, and I'll feel really satisfied afterwards, and I'll probably get up 58 times in the night for a week. So that is it for this video. I've really enjoyed doing it. I really miss doing these, so let me know if you'd like to see more of this kind of thing. Make sure to go and check out Second Nature. I will leave them linked in the description box, and I will also leave the discount code so you can get £10 off your first month. If you're not subscribed, I'd love for you to stick around. Leave this video a like, and I'll be back really, really soon with another video. Take care, guys.
Did you make it? Did you break free? Did you manage to be who you wanna be? Maybe somewhere you think about me too.